Alright people, we're finally off of China. We're done with China. We've moved on to another national dish. This is Koshari from Egypt. It's Egypt's national dish. It's just a carb overload, right? That's all this is. If we're talking spices, this is the only one that's very specific that you need to go get. I found it at an Asian grocery store in the Indian section. You'll need bay leaves, cumin, cinnamon sticks, paprika, specifically sweet paprika, that just says paprika, not smoked paprika, black pepper, coriander, ground coriander seed, and ground nutmeg. You can use fresh spices if you got them, I don't. So something that I don't know if I have correct, you need vermicelli noodles, right? I don't know if these are the right kinds. They were broken in little pieces. In all the videos that I watch, all the recipes that I watch, it's hard to tell. But that's one of the carbs that you mix in with rice, basmati rice, which you need to wash 3 times and let soak. That's what's going on over here. You need macaroni noodles, chickpeas, lentils, tomato puree, olive oil, white vinegar, fried onions. You should fry your own. I'm not going to because I've had this bag for like almost a year now. It's gonna go bad soon. They must be used. If you're gonna fry your own, take onions, cover them in flour, fry them. That's it. Then you need a red onion and ginger. I'm gonna start with what's gonna take the longest here because this is kind of a balancing act of getting everything cooked. And that's gonna be the lentils. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Misor. I think it's Misor. If I got that wrong, I'm sorry. I didn't look it up beforehand. I probably should have. Exact measurements are kind of out the window with this recipe. I'm measuring because, I'm trying to show you guys how to make things, but like you don't have to measure anything. We need a ½ cup of lentils. You need to rinse them off, get them into a pot with some water, get them boiling so they soften. That's gonna take the longest out of everything here, so get on that early. Most people use the lentil water later. They like to cook the rice with it. I don't know if that's necessary. If the lentils are done in time, I'm gonna do it, but if it isn't, I'm just gonna use water. Now we need to make a spice mix. Grab a tablespoon's worth, add that into your spice blend. Tablespoon of sweet paprika, a tablespoon of cumin, a tablespoon of ground coriander, a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and a teaspoon of ground black pepper. Now mix this up. That is your spice blend. Looks really good. Smells fantastic. At this point, your lentils will be boiling. Lower the heat. You just want them simmering for like 20-ish minutes. While the lentils are simmering and we're waiting for that to cook, let's work on the sauce. This is a balancing act, right? You want to be working on the next thing always because a lot of moving parts here. For the sauce, let all that water from the pan that you just cleaned steam off and add in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. To the olive oil, toss in 1 red onion. Ow. Only spill a medium amount of it all over the stovetop. You know what annoys me? We live in a world where cans can be opened with a little latch, right? Those exist. Why does any can on this planet not have that? Why are can openers still a thing? Is like Big Can lobbying Ball? Because I think Ball makes all these cans, right? Or is it somebody else? I'm not really sure. But who's making it so that we don't have just every single can with one of those tops? Cook this down for a couple minutes. And once it's a little wilted, not too bad or anything, we're gonna add the garlic in because that needs to cook as well. You want your garlic as fine of a mince as humanly possible. If you're willing to grate it. You can do that to the onion too. I just didn't want to bust out my grater for that, I own a knife. I can chop things. And you just want to let this go until the onions are translucent. That's the goal. You can toss in a cinnamon stick now or later, doesn't really matter. Bay leaf, you can do the same, but I imagine if you're stirring these onions, you might break the bay leaf up, and you don't want to break the bay leaf up. You want it to stay as a whole leaf, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend putting the bay leaf in yet, but you can. Who's gonna stop you? You're the one cooking it, man. Every once in a while, give your lentils a quick mix. Check on them, feel if they're soft. They're not. Alright, once your onions are translucent, see you can see through those bad boys, grab yourself a can of tomato puree. Or I guess you can, puree your own tomatoes. That's up to you. You'd be kind of crazy if you did on the account they sell this and it's like, 80 cents. I believe technically you're supposed to use like 2 cups, and that was more than 2 cups. It was almost 3 cups of tomato paste, but like, hey, it's fine. Normally you're supposed to let this go until it becomes thick, but this stuff's already thick. So we're gonna thin it on out. with some vinegar. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna use the rest of my vinegar because I don't want to put this away. There is another version of the dish where there is a vinegar spice sauce that is used. I am just going to mix the two together right now. And into this tomato sauce, we are going to add in 2 tablespoons of our spice blend and that bay leaf. And turn down the heat. We just want this to simmer. Okay, moving on to the rice. Olive oil, about a tablespoon. Alright, vermicelli noodles. You need to break these up because you need like little pieces of them. Just kind of break them up. Now remember, we are stirring a lot of stuff at this point. So just, you know, keep an eye on everything. It'll be fine. You'll get through it. Okay, and we're just toasting up the noodles. Might take a minute to actually get hot. I probably shouldn't have put that in immediately. Okay, the sauce is done. It's been simmering long enough. About like 5-10 minutes. For the lentils, I don't know. I've never made lentils before. This is my first time. They don't seem done. Getting there. Still a little crunchy, but they're getting kind of soft. Another thing that we can be doing while we wait is just heating up the chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans, if you didn't know. They're already cooked. I'm just gonna mic them for like a minute. This was not part of the recipe, but I think it would be good, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna add a little bit of the spice mix right now. Not all, because the rest of it's going into this rice. And I think it toasting in with the olive oil would just be delicious. Okay, I'm gonna toast this up, but I'll be back. I'm stopping the recording because the longer that I let this go, the bigger this file will be, and boy oh boy is it gonna be annoying to get off my phone. So I'll be back when this is all toasted up and the lentils are done. I don't know why I stopped it. It was maybe like 2 minutes. Into these noodles, we add in the cup of rice. I don't know if I mentioned this is obviously washed and then soaked. I know I mentioned the soaking. I don't know if I mentioned the washing. Anyways, lentils are done. You need 1 cup of lentil water, which I don't know how I'm gonna get. This is how I'm gonna get it. Lentils are done. Put them there for now. Cut this off. Set it to rice and add in a cup of lentil water. Oh my god. I could have just poured exactly what was in there. It was exactly a cup. Give it a mix. Add in the rest of the spices. Honestly, this probably needs a little bit more water. I'm gonna toss in an extra half cup. Slam a lid on it. Set it to pressure cook. Now, this pot that you had the lentils going in, get more water in it. Preferably high enough that it covers that line there. You see that line of burnt on lentil juice? That's gonna be a pain in the butt to get off of your pot. Salt this water. Honestly, throw a little bit of salt on your lentils too. No one mentioned this either, but you can't salt them beforehand. Did we put salt in that? I think I forgot to salt the sauce. Yeah, make sure to salt your sauce. I forgot to mention that. That's on me. If this starts to become too thick because you're letting it sit for too long, you can always re-dilute with a little bit of water. That's fine. I actually added in about a half a cup of water to dilute it. I don't know if I said that in the video or not, if I caught it. You guys know how to cook macaroni, right? I want to get this head mount off. Cook it for whatever it says on the box. What is this? 9 minutes once it's boiled. There you go. I'll be back once it's cooked. The rice is done. Looks good. Add in a little bit of olive oil on top of it. It might have been too much. Once again, terrible at pouring olive oil. Give it a light mixing just to get that olive oil coated throughout. Also to fluff it up. Wow, that is burning my hand. Now it's time to plate. So, first layer, bottom layer, I guess is actually the correct way to say that. Rice. Then lentils. Macaroni, some sauce. Try not to get the cinnamon stick or the bay leaf in there. Couple of chickpeas. And then the onions that you definitely fried yourself. You did not use grocery store fried onions. Because if you did, you would be judged. And that's it. I'm gonna pause, get my photo, and then we'll give it a try. The beauty shots were taken. Let's try and get everything in one scoop. That is really good. Super flavorful. My god. The sauce is delicious too. I can already tell it's gonna give me terrible heartburn. My god. The tomato, all the spices, the garlic. Oh wow. I haven't had anything that's quite like this yet. It's so distinct thing. It is a little spicy from all the chili pepper that you put in there. It's not too bad. I think it's reasonable. I say if you want to make it, you know? It's delicious. Great meal. It's vegan. All carbs. Definitely not healthy for you. If I was drunk right now, oh man, this would be some great drunk food. Alright, well, I'll see you guys next time.